So, okay, you've heard it all before. Okay, I've heard it all before. Clearly, I'm not as successful as those people. Listen, yesterday I made kind of a joking post that I was going to be out of the office for the afternoon because I was attending a live event by Matthew McConaughey, The Art of Living. It has generated a lot of thoughts in my head, a lot of little points that I want to make that I have found impossible to squeeze down into one video. So I'm going to start with my main point, or my most relevant point, I believe. There was a lot of negativity both during the event and after the event, people complaining about a free 6.5-hour event put on by 5 or 6 major players in the area of self-improvement, self-development, and people still found time to complain. One of the complaints, kind of skipped to the end, was that I had heard all this before. And I'll be honest, at the end of the course, I was kind of struggling with that feeling myself, as, oh, I've heard all this before, and what's the point, and blah, blah, blah. I'll go into another video about how that's staring at the wall, and anyway. But okay, fine, you've heard it all before. Why aren't you as successful as they are? Why aren't you doing it all then? I made a blog post recently, and it's part 1 of hopefully just 2, about the differences in the do. So, okay, you've heard it all before. Okay, I've heard it all before. Clearly, I'm not as successful as those people are. Otherwise, I wouldn't be probably attending an event. Actually, I'd probably have the right mindset and still be attending events like that. But the difference, and I talked about this in the blog post, and I'm sure if you want to find it, you will, but the difference is in the do. There's nothing new under the sun. We've all heard this before. We know the right things to do. We know the rules. We know the way to success. We're just not doing it. And in the blog post, or what I plan to talk about, is that if you're not doing it or can't do it for yourself, find somebody that can. And hey, by the way, I can help you with that. Sure, you've heard it all before. You know what you should be doing, but either you're not doing it, or you're not doing it correctly, or you're not finished doing it. But the difference is in the do. So stop bitching, stop complaining about the fact that you've heard all this before, especially when people are giving you free content to absorb and to motivate you. If you've heard it all before, why aren't you doing it? And don't tell me it doesn't work. There's no way this many people are successful in giving you the same advice. It's not that it doesn't work. Maybe it's that we don't work. So fine, you've heard it all before. Go do something.